first time I watched you box was in the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
Wow.
Did you expect to win a gold medal?
No, I was an 80-1 underdog. 22, a bit naive. That year was Kelly Holmes, Mo Farah.
I watched it, bro.
The 2008 Olympic
Yeah.
was crazy, yeah. And the Olympic Village was an experience. If I was boxing now, I would train a lot different. There's other ways of getting fit. You don't have to pound the road. I'm 38 next year. It's like I'm a lot stronger now than I was when I boxed.
Hi guys, my name's Luke and welcome to Keep A LukeOut episode 4. And on today's show, we have British boxing legend, schoolboy ABA champ, junior NABC champion, youth Commonwealth Games gold medalist, senior ABA amateur champion, representing England in the World Boxing Championships, winning a bronze medal at the Commonwealth Games and winning a gold medal at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, British champion, European champion and two-time super middleweight champion of the world. On today's show, we have the great James DeGale MBE.
Wow, you went in there, bro. Even schoolboy, NABC, ABA. No, I love it.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, all good. All good.
Thanks.
Very good.
Thanks for coming down today. I really appreciate it, James.
Anytime.
So,
Anytime.
really appreciate it. You were mentioning off air when we were just speaking a second ago, you mentioned about ADHD.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'd like to start with that, if that's okay. So, how did that come about?
Yes.
Please.
It's a bit crazy. So when I retired from boxing, I was acting a bit crazy. My mental health wasn't the best. So my girlfriend was worried about me, and my mum was as well. And they said, "Yo, James, you need to see someone about how you're acting."
Yeah.
So I ended up going to see a psychiatrist and a psychologist, and the assessment was over a couple of days, or whatever. But they said, "James, you have ADHD and you have it pretty severe." He said, "You can't have therapy by sitting down and talking that way. You have to go on medication."
Because it was so severe.
Because it was so bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Medication?" I was like, "You think I'm a nutter?" I said, "Later, I'm not taking medication." James, the only way you're going to deal with your traits and your symptoms is you've got to take a tablet a day. Speak to people, and but we advise you to go on meds.
Wow.
So I spoke to my missus,
Yeah.
Grace, which is very patient woman, my mum, and yeah, decided to go on the meds, and life changing for me, because medication can not work and you can have side effects.
Yeah.
But for me, my medication has helped me a hell of a lot, and I'm very lucky that I chose to go on medication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like a new man.
I feel like a new man from I wake up in the morning, I bust my tablet, I'm more productive, I'm more motivated.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm more motivated, and I get shit done.
Yeah.
I get shit done. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get shit done. That's the only way to put it.
Looking back on it now, how did that affect you growing up, do you reckon?
Oh yeah. No, I struggled.
Yeah.
I struggled. Yeah. So I got assessed a couple times when I was at school. So one when I was about 8, and they said, "Bro, like he's in trouble." Remember, this is back in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I don't even think ADHD was really about too tough then, or really supposed to.
It was about, it just wasn't.
Just weren't spoken about.
Yeah.
And then I got assessed again when I was 14, just before I got expelled from school.
Yeah.
And they wanted to stick me on Ritalin. And I was like, Ritalin? What's Ritalin? And my mum was like, "No, you're not going on Ritalin." And then like boxing at these stages, at these times, boxing like took over because I was doing so well. Mum wanted me to concentrate on that. And I concentrated on that and stuck to that. So my ADHD got swept under the carpet.
Because you was just winning.
So everyone's seen my traits and my symptoms, but they would just give me a blight because I was doing so well at boxing.
Yeah, well, thank God you got it resolved when you get older.
Cause I was driving everyone mad, and like it weren't nice for my mum, missus, and family to see me actually going a bit crazy, because if you don't deal with ADHD later on in life, it can send you mad.
So basically, until your life had slowed down, you didn't really realise because you're just going a million miles an hour
just
constantly.
a million miles an hour. And ADHD, there's a lot of like, I was very impulsive, my concentration non-existent, a lot of outbursts, just my life was a bit all over the place. My brain was a bit all over the place, thinking 100 miles an hour, where the meds slow it down a little bit. I'm just thinking clarity. I'm thinking,
feel like you got
bro, I'm just focused, zoned in, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, well, good.
It's brilliant.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling well, mate.
No, I'm feeling good, bro.
And I'll say now, I don't know how you ever made super middleweight because you haven't got an ounce of fat on you. Not 1 ounce of fat on you.
I keep on seeing everyone out and like, oh, you're looking good, you know, James. But yeah, I keep on.
You've been doing weights.
I'm training, strength and conditioning. My strength coach Nick.
Yeah.
Couple times a week. I was in the gym boxing.
Yeah, tell me how you did
I was sparring. I was licking up the bag for an hour, doing all kinds of things. Like, you know, I'm boxing. That's what keeps me fucking normal as well. Boxing.
Yeah.
Like boxing training.
How did you do that?
I've done this because I was in the gym with, you know, Steve O'Meara. I don't think you remember him. He boxed as a pro.
Yeah.
Boxed as a pro, but I've known him for years. Me and him still train every day and whatever. We were sparring. I stepped back. Yeah, body conditioning is perfect. I stepped back on my right foot. I felt my Achilles go. I was rolling on the floor like, bro, it was horrible.
Did it go bang?
Worst, bro, I heard it go.
I've heard that people say that.
I heard it go. Imagine that.
Apparently, it sounds like a shotgun.
Horrible.
It goes
horrible. But no one else hears it. But it's just you. I'm like, bro, did you hear that?
Well, at least it happened over Christmas.
There you
it's
go.
like,
now I can just plot and eat loads of food. Hopefully not put weight on.
Nah. Well, you look lean, mate. That's
wicked.
You look like you. Other than the leg, you look like you could have a tear up on.
Wicked. Do you know what? And the funniest thing about it as well, yeah. Like you half get gas because I'm on my meds. I'm feeling wicked. I'm training every day. I'm only about 13 stone now. About 13 and a half maybe.
Yeah.
But you half think maybe even come back. Like I won't come back to win world titles, but maybe just you hear all these influences and you see all these making this. I'm like, later, I'll take anyone on. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm a lot better now than I was when
the Saudi money now as well.
The Saudi money, let's go. But now this has just ripped me off. Totally ripped me off.
Well, it'll be back in 8 weeks, and then you can see what you want to do then, can you? So what I wanted to do, mate, is I wanted to start with loyalty.
Yes.
And I don't know if many people have kind of put two and two together, but you're one of the very few fighters that I can think of that achieved what you achieved and stayed with the same coach the whole way through.
Yeah. Well, Jim McDonnell, he become like family really. And me and him just connected. Like it was brilliant. It's like when I first turned pro, I was gonna go with Jimmy Tibbs or Jim. I like Jimmy Tibbs, but me and Jim just connected, and like I knew he was the man when we went on the track and we done some track work, and he was checking his watch. He was running at a 6 minute mile pace, and he was talking to me, and I thought, right, this guy's mad, because he said to me, I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I can't do. And I was like, but you're 50. How does that work? But yeah, no, he's a very, very fit man. But no, he's good. He knows his stuff. He knows his shit. He's a boxer himself. You know what I'm saying? He has some good names on his record. He boxed Zuma Nelson and Barry McGuigan. And we just like, his two boys as well. I got close to.
Yeah.
And so it was like a little family. But no, look, a lot of people point the finger when they have bad results and losses.
You see it so much now with boxers all the time. Yeah.
But with me, I had to look at myself.
He loved you as well. He would always say, James a 15-round fighter. He's a 15-round fighter.
He believed in a lot of like hard work and dedication. Like a lot of like, we used to do like 5-minute rounds sparring. When you're 22 and 23, 24, you're nice. But getting towards the end of my career, some of his training methods were a bit mad and a bit out there.
Yeah.
But no, he was a good coach.
Yeah, and it was great. Great, you had a great run together, didn't you?
Wicked run.
Great run together.
We can't moan.
You mentioned.
And another thing as well. Remember, he just missed out on a world title as well, Jim. So it feels like he was living through me a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He had a point to prove.
Yeah. So when we won that world title, we won it together.
When I look at you now and I think that you boxed at 168, for me that just doesn't compute.
I know. I'm big, I'm tall, but I'm only about 13.5 stone now. I'm not that big.
But no fat.
No fat.
Yeah.
I train hard as well.
Good. Cool. So what I want to do is let's start at the start of the career and go through it basically. Because I'm a James DeGale nerd. I'm a James DeGale super fan. I've been a fan of yours first time I watched you box was in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Wow. And that got me into to want to box basically. I was boxing a little bit before, but that really motivated me. Yeah. And obviously another thing that a lot of people don't know is how much you changed the kind of the funding a little bit behind the scenes and how boxing changed in terms of the investment that went into amateur boxing. So, but let's go back to when you was 10, having your first ever fight. Can you remember it?
Yeah. That was, I remember it vaguely, but I remember I won.
You win, yeah?
Yeah, and I think there was a rule and it changed because you couldn't box till you was 11, but then they got changed to 10. So I was over the moon. 10 years of age, when you think about it, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy, yeah.
And so I had my fight. I can't really remember where it was, but I won my first fight at the age of 10. And
did you start as a southpaw?
No, I started off as an orthodox.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Started as orthodox.
And just over time, I switched. It's like the southpaw stance. I like the left hand, the big left hand, and, and the right hook. So the right hook. So I switched, but I was naturally just unorthodox and a bit all over the place. And that
do you remember being nervous for your first fight?
Yeah, I was. You know what? It's a bit of a blur now, but yeah, I was nervous, and I was just ready. Yeah, I'm just young and.
Well, that's what I always think is crazy because I started boxing when I was like 14, 15, and by that point I was already.
Because you boxed, didn't you?
Yeah, I boxed. Yeah, I had 11 fights in total. I had, but not like I boxed in the novices as well, which I was proud of. But by the time I started, I was like 15, and I used to get really, really nervous. Yeah. But I always think that maybe like if you started when you was really young, do you kind of grow up with boxing so much that you don't get as nervous, or did you go through all then? How nervous were you when you were boxing as an amateur?
Kid, you know what I'm saying?
Even at like 11, 12.
Even at a young age. But
I just didn't have maturity.
But I didn't go like a long period of winning. I think I lost my third fight. You know what I'm saying? But I just love boxing and was like constantly in the gym. Yeah. And with me as well, it was like that's why I didn't really like the skipping, the running. I just wanted to spar.
Yeah.
Constantly wanted to spar.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I didn't do so well.
Hit the bags, no
I didn't like
sparring. I just wanted to spar. Mental.
So you started boxing at 10.
Yeah.
And then you won. I would have loved to have been able to do this, win a schoolboy title, but you won a schoolboy title.
The schoolboy. See that schoolboy badge, yeah?
I could only.
If you won the schoolboy championships, you won a Union Jack badge, and it had schoolboy champion. Right, that was like a badge of honor. That you have to have that.
That was your world title when you were a baby and you were young.
The thing is, I got to 3 schoolboy finals, and I won my last one. So that was 13, 14, 15. First 2, I lost to a kid called Vincent Collingwood. Yeah. From Hull, and I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
He just went.
Well, that was a whole new life ago.
I lost to him twice, in the schoolboy final.
He probably brags about it now down the pub.
Mad. And then in my last one, I beat Danny Price, but he was a good amateur. He was at England international, like a regular one. He was on the squad with me as well, but I boxed him at 81 kilos. He ended up at 91 kilos, and I ended up at 75 kilos.
So you had, so for people that don't know, the schoolboy
title, an amateur boxing's changed a bit now, a bit different. But back when I was an amateur, there was a couple titles. There was the schoolboy titles, the NABCs, junior ABAs as a junior. Yeah. And as a senior, there was the senior ABAs. Yeah. There was only like 4 major tournaments.
And if you boxed on a home show, basically, if you either had an England vest or the schoolboy.
Oh, if you had the England vest.
You were God.
Bro, I used to wear my schoolboy badge, my NABC badge, and my England vest. I looked the bollocks, but there was fighters out there that done more. There was fighters with 4 schoolboy badges. Why you like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think Stephen Smith had 3 or 4. Bradley Saunders had a couple, but I think who else had 4? there was another kid, and I was like, wow. Yeah, the schoolboy badge was everything when you was that kind of age. But bro, do you know, in the schools, my first year at 13, I boxed at 69 kilos. My second year, when I was 14, I boxed at 75 kilos.
That's crazy.
My last year, when I was 15, I boxed at 81 kilos. Ended up winning a world title at 76 kilos.
It's just crazy.
Man.
Yeah. Well, you're certainly not chunky anymore. That's
where
for sure,
chunky
bro.
comes from, by the way.
So, being in the Beijing Olympics, what was it like being so young on a different side of the world? And, you know,
do you know what? I was used to it by then because I was on the squad for so long, traveling. And I was used to it, really. But we was away for a long time, I think, the Olympics.
Yeah.
We was at a training camp in Macau.
Yeah.
And then we was there for a couple of weeks. Then we went to the Olympic Village. Then we was there for a while. Then I think we was away for about 5 weeks.
Did you get homesick?
Were
you homesick? Or
no,
were
I
you
was just zoned in. I was just locked in, zoned in. 22, a bit naive.
Unbelievable.
You know what I'm saying? Just a wicked experience going to the biggest show on earth, really. The Olympic Games. And with rubbing shoulders with the likes of Messi. That year was Kelly Holmes, Mo Farah.
I watched it, bro.
So, bro,
James DeGale.
The 2008 Olympic was crazy, yeah. So that was, and the Olympic Village was an experience. Like the food hall, by the way, wow, all the cuisines in there. They even had the McD's in there, bro. It was like, I couldn't eat McD's because I was making weight and whatever. But as soon as I won that gold medal, I was in that food hall, waxing off everything.
Did you expect to win a gold medal?
No, I was an 80-1 underdog, and a lot of my family won a lot of money. I think my dad won about 12 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he won about 12 grand.
They thought you'd win then.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Let's talk about the pro career then. So you and I remember this show really well. The infamous Magnificent 7 boxing card on your boxing debut. And you were I remember you walking out, you were very confident, very thing. And unfortunately, you got booed on your debut.
Crazy. Yeah,
which was, now I've got my own theory on this. I think that if you look at, and I know you had people like Naz and people that were confident, etc. But I feel that if you look at boxers now to boxers back when, I don't know, it's got to be going back 15 years, isn't it? Or 14 years ago, whatever. I think in general, people were a little bit more reserved then.
Yeah.
And I think why do you think that was?
I know, and that hurt me. But remember, I say that the transitioning period was a bit hard for me because as a pro, as an amateur, you can move around the ring, you can pick your shot, you can point, you can just tick off the points and win on a decision. Yeah. But as a pro, they want to see knockouts. I couldn't believe they wanted me to beat this guy out like badly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And stop him. So it took a bit of time, but eventually I got it.
Oh yeah.
I think they want to see knockouts as a pro.
Yeah. So started your pro career with a win, obviously, and then obviously you blitzed through, boxed through your first 8 opponents, and then very early on you had British title fight with Paul Smith.
Yeah.
Now, what a lot of people don't know is that at that point, Paul Smith was 28-1.
He was 28-1, yeah.
He was 20.
So looking now, that was a good win.
It was a good win.
Plus, after me, Paul Smith went on to box Arthur Abrahams for the WBO World title, and really should have got it. There was nothing in it, but he should have won. But really, he was denied a world title, really.
Yeah.
So
if you can get that,
that was a very good win, especially so early on in my career.
Boy, 8 fights in. 8 fights in. I got it here, look.
And brilliant.
Paul Smith backed up and in trouble. I think Smith's head's...
You got to think most 8-0 prospects now, they ain't British title. That left.
This could be it for Paul Smith. It is. It's all over. And Paul Smith's been stopped.
I remember as well. I done it in his backyard as well.
Yeah.
With 12,000 Scousers. I remember Scousers are passionate people. Like,
well, he had all his little brothers.
Their own,
We now know they had an army.
I think that was a bit difficult for me as well. But I remember Stephen Smith, I was on the squad for years.
Yeah.
So we was really, really close.
Yeah.
So it was difficult for me to turn in pro and 2 years later, boxing his brother,
Yeah.
his older brother as well.
His hero.
Jumps him, so
Yeah.
it was difficult. So,
But that shows your that for me that was when you first did like begin to settle down as a
that's
pro
when-
and like.
yeah.
So I remember
100%.
watching it live.
Yeah, 100. But
big-
yeah, looking back now, though, it was a real good win.
Yeah, great win, mate. Also, think how much they used to build fighters back then. 28-1 he was.
21, yeah.
Because Kell Brook had like a massive winning record as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah.
Fighters don't get that anymore,
Nah,
do they?
Nah.
He
They're a
must
bit
have.
padded records, like, but
Yeah, but that's it. He learned.
they're
No, he was
padded,
like-
yeah. But yeah. No, and Paul Smith was that. Looking back now, was a very good win.
Great win.
So
yeah.
early on in my career.
Yeah. And then we got George Groves. So the George Groves fight.
Yeah.
So the George Groves build up. I got a clip here for a hilarious interview with on Ringside. This show was unbelievable, James, wasn't it?
Ringside. I
Bring
miss
it back.
Ringside.
As the on-off
Ringside
side
needs
of
to
our
come
two
back.
young
Yeah.
unbeaten super middleweights is finally good to go.
Maybe
British
skip like
champion
5
James
minutes in or
DeGale.
something.
Both here on the ringside, so these two have a deep,
Look,
deep history.
this is a classic.
Fell out years ago.
I'm ready for it, so I'm just waiting for the call from Frank. But Ugly Kid, I'm ready to knock him out. The fans want it, so it's only right for him to get knocked out.
I told everyone before it'll be a Groves win.
Oh, he's not as confident, is he? There,
I don't really care.
he grew in confidence.
Yeah,
as
but yeah,
Groves
he
got
was.
older.
I just want them to sign the contract, let's do this, Ugly Boy. I'm coming for you, you're next.
I think he's going to struggle to sleep during the preparations for this fight because he's going to have me on his brain all the time. And
Did
if
you?
don't, Then he's foolish.
Please.
Don't matter what he thinks. I know I'm gonna knock him out within 4 rounds when it happens. So bring it on, Ugly Boy. Bring
That'd do
it
us,
on.
that, mate.
This is a part of the journey.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look back and I'm a bit like, oh my God. But it's a part of the journey. It was fantastic. But
Amazing.
it was a brilliant rivalry, me and Groves. It goes back. It went back.
So what I was going to ask you is it true that you and Groves were at Del? Well, I know you're at Del Youth together, but is it true that they had to shut the gym in half, cut the gym in half, so that? Because I heard stories that you had to train
Is it?
separately in the gym and stuff.
No, I don't think so. Maybe we come in at different times, but I didn't really train with Mickey Delaney anymore because I was on the squad and I used to train with Steve Newland.
Yeah.
He's got his own gym now in Hooks. I go down there every week now.
Yeah.
With him and see him. But so I used to train with him, and Groves used to train with Mickey. But yeah, it's crazy. It was a brilliant little rivalry, and like from amateur and pro. But it's just disappointing that we never boxed again.
From a fan's perspective,
But
James,
if I'm being honest,
yeah.
if he was going to box again, I'm actually glad because round about that time when I was champ and he was just becoming like he
Yeah.
was going to win his world title, I was on the way out as well. So
yeah.
with everything.
Well, with that build up, you mentioned about it makes you cringe, but from a fan's perspective,
Oh, it was
that
brilliant. Yeah,
that is
everyone
one of my
loved it.
highlights of
Yeah.
boxing the last 15
I know
years.
it was a
And-
classic.
And also, I'll say one more thing as well. I think that build up
Yeah,
is part of the reason why why Groves had why the Froch fight went
Yeah.
so well, because he'd been through a big build
of
up.
course. Yeah, he was
and
good.
they
He
knew
was
he
good
could,
with
you
with mind games. He knew how to speak properly. He knew how to he held himself well.
Yeah.
So in that way, I was a bit hood and like a bit
Oh,
aggy.
you're great on the camera.
So
though.
I'm saying a bit
Yeah.
aggy. Yeah, everyone's it.
Yeah.
But he held it a bit better than me.
He was maybe more composed, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Composed.
Because he
That's
had
the word.
Adam Booth.
That's
like,
the
down
word.
his
That's
neck,
the word I'm
didn't he?
looking for.
Yeah. So do you think you underestimated him?
Never underestimated him, but I just wanted, when I got in there, if you watch the fight back, I was just pushing forward and just taking silly shots. That I thought I was going to walk through him. It was my fault, really. I thought I was going to get him eventually. But no, it was a close fight.
Close fight,
really
yeah.
close fight. A lot of people thought I won. A lot of people thought he won. It was one of them ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to moan.
Yeah.
I'm not bitter. I'm not whatever. I'm over it.
Well,
Over it.
yeah. I mean, if you look based on results,
Yeah.
it actually done you a favour,
That made a huge favour.
because this is the start then of your road warrior
Yeah.
kind of thing era,
Yeah.
and your performances actually went
Yeah.
substantially up. For example,
Yeah.
and I made a note of some of the key ones: Brandon Gonzalez,
Yeah.
Paraban,
Paraban.
Porky Medina, and obviously then you
Dirrell.
went on, Dirrell,
Darrell, Bute.
yeah, and even the Baddie Jack
Bro,
was
you
unbelievable.
forget as well. Before that, I had 3 or 4 European and title
Yeah,
fights, right? They're good learning hard fights.
Mm.
A couple of them were grueling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when
Yeah.
I won my European title against Wachowski up in Liverpool, bro, watch that fight. That was a 12-round war.
Yeah.
I took a lot of shots. He took a lot of shots. It was a war.
Mm.
They're learning fights, but you don't want too many of them.
Yeah.
And I had
Yeah.
a couple of them
Yeah.
through my career
And
against
that-
opponents that really I shouldn't have.
Yeah. Yeah. So the start of your kind of your next come up,
Yeah.
you know, the way I look at it, because obviously we've got James DeGale's like a British boxer, and then obviously we've got James DeGale going overseas to America, to Canada, and ultimately leaving that performance kind of, you know, behind from a legacy perspective. So winning your first title against Andre Dirrell, in the US, who at the time had only lost to Carl Froch. How was your kind of training camp? Where was your headspace leading up to that?
I was in a good space. Right about now, I was fully zoned in.
Yeah.
I've just come off the Brandon Gonzalez fight, a wicked win in the final eliminator. Then I boxed Perry-Ban, which was a good win then because he went on and beat Jack. He went and beat Jack after that. No, before that, but he beat Jack.
What was the one when you did that wicked knockout?
Overhand left.
Yeah, who was that?
Yeah, against Perry-Ban.
Perry-Ban, yeah.
But Dirrell, or was it Brandon Gonzalez at Wembley? It's one of them, but
it was in America. The one I'm talking about. It's like a big overhand left, and you caught.
Oh, Dirrell. That was
Yeah.
Dirrell. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Dirrell. That was when I won my world title.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the build up to my world title was perfect. Brandon Gonzalez and Perry-Ban on 2 big shows. I was feeling good. My confidence was high, and I was very zoned in and ready to take that world title. But I was a bit disappointed that I was fighting Dirrell because he's a quality fighter. He come from the 2004 Olympic Games with a brilliant squad. He was the only loss was against Froch, and he was a quality fighter.
Let's watch it a little
good
bit.
southpaw. He knew what he was doing.
It's James DeGale versus Andre Dirrell. Yeah, he was. But this. So would you say this was you at your peak?
Yeah. This and my next fight.
Yeah.
I think me at my peak was Brandon Gonzalez, Perry-Ban, Dirrell, Bute. So I only had like a small window at the top, but it was good. This is me
All over him.
mentally and physically on point.
Look at that! Boom.
Yeah, I was.
Mm.
I was.
And it's also as well like this guy who's an elite. He's thinking, what's he doing coming over here?
Bro, Dirrell was quality. He was on the same team as Andre Ward.
Yeah.
So when they turned pro in America, they was both touted to go very, very fast. That's a good win, man. Dirrell was a good win. And once again, away from home in Boston, America.
Yeah.
So I had everything against me.
What I loved about this as well, at the end, you dedicated the win to Darren Sutherland.
Yeah.
Which was, have we got a video of that as well?
Yeah.
A lovely interview. This. Look, by the way, check how much calmer you are after the fight.
Yeah.
After it's like boxing was like your medicine, bro. Look how relaxed you are in this.
But I'm gonna talk about it after.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about it after.
How much calmer you are.
James, you had some very poignant initials on your shorts tonight. DS, Darren Sutherland, your old friend and rival for the amateur days, who obviously we sorely miss all of us. And you've got a message.
No, of course, yeah. I got a bit carried away just there. I dedicated Jim.
You're relaxed like you are now here, innit?
It's for Darren
Good.
Sutherland
Huh?
as well.
You're like just calm, like, you know.
But
He obviously, when he took his life back in 2008, 2009 was horrendous, and
That's lovely.
when he
Yeah.
yeah, so we boxed each other 5 times, right? He beat me 3. I beat him 2. The 2 times that I beat him was to qualify for the Olympics, yeah, and in the Olympic semi-final.
You
Can
won when it
believe that?
mattered.
So he beat me 3 times, and then the following 2 times I beat him. But the times that I did beat him was for the to qualify. So when I boxed him in the qualifications, it was whoever won that was going to the Olympics. I beat him.
Yeah.
He qualified at the next qualification. Then I beat him in the semi-finals of the Olympic Games. It's crazy. But we respected each other. At the end, like, we just boxed. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you build a bond over it, don't you?
Of course.
That was lovely, dedicating that to him, and that's
Of course. It was
lovely,
only right. It was only right to do that.
Lovely thing to do. So you had the so then next we've got the Lucian Bute fight, I believe.
This is my favorite. That's my favorite performance.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, this is my favorite performance.
This is my favorite fight. So if you can put up a highlight of that, man.
Champion and local hero Lucian Bute makes his return to the super
In this case, fighting as a lefty, that is the overhand.
See, I think this was when you was at your best,
No,
personally.
this is me totally at my best.
You used to make a joke about shaving your hair off. I can't remember what it was.
Marvin Hagler, yeah. I was so zoned in and so on my boxing. I used to watch a lot of old school fighters. And Marvin Hagler, Destruct and Destroy, and he used to have a big bald head. So I actually tried to shape up myself at first, and then I went a bit wrong, and I've just gone, do you know what? Boom, took it off. I went, yo, look, boom, let's go, Destruct and Destroy, and Marvin Hagler style.
Yeah.
I just got in the zone. I was like,
In Canada as well.
Yeah, I tried to go Destruct and Destroy, but Bute was game. He took some big shots in this fight as well.
Well, I'm not sure if you're allowed to say this, but I think later on he tested positive, didn't he? So I think
against Beijing Jack. So you know he was juiced up against me. But listen, Bute was a quality win.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was.
when I boxed him, his only loss was Frotch, I think. But he was champion for about 5 years, and he had 10 defenses of his world title.
And he was a huge star
against selected opponents, but still to do that and to go that.
You were brought out there to lose.
Yeah, and you can tell he was juiced up, bro. He took bare shots. Look at him.
Well, not necessarily to lose, but what I'm saying is, like, you've gone over there. It was his show, isn't it?
It was his show.
So.
But I was quality this night.
Yeah.
Quality.
What was Canada like? Remember?
Cold. Yeah, I went in I think I boxed him in December, and it was cold, but it was good. It was nice. Canada. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
So at this point, if I'm right, I think you had been, obviously if you can't answer, it's fine. I get it. I get the politics and all that. But at this point, I think you'd been promoted by, I think Mick Hennessy, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, and Al Heyman.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, looking back on it,
yeah,
which one was your favourite to work with?
You know what? 3 of them was good. Mick Hennessy, I'll save that for the book.
Yeah.
If I do a book, I don't want to talk about him. But Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, he was good. He was good. He's been there. He's like a legend, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we ended a bit funny, and I ended up parting ways.
That's boxing though, right?
That's
at
boxing.
The end, yeah.
But it was cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn is a good promoter, and he's the best, one of the best in the business.
This was before he was as big as he is now as well. So.
But I was never contracted to Hearn, so you never hear Hearn shout from the rooftops about me or Big Milks. I was never one of his fighters. See how he does it with Frotch or Kelbrook. I was never with him. But Al Heyman, but
the
listen,
fact you weren't contracted was what allowed you to do that, though.
Yeah, wicked promoter. But especially now, he smashed it.
Yeah,
you got to give him respect.
Yeah,
but he's a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? And he loves it as well. He loves the camera.
We were joking about it the other day when we're on. I remember last Saturday I was texting you saying fair play to Eddie, traveling around all the time.
Yeah. He loves it.
He's an animal, isn't he?
But that's what probably to go to the heights that he wants to go to. You need to be like that.
He goes
and
from Mexico.
He's very he's down. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he's all on social media and he's like, but I was never with him, so you never hear Hearn give me too much of a booster. Al Heyman, on the other hand, creme de la creme. He done what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
He delivered. He paid me some wicked money, and I lived the American dream. So yeah, probably Al Heyman. You were the start
or early on in their kind of like big pay, like cause you were quite early on with that, weren't you?
Yeah, they signed with I think their terrestrial channels over in America. There was a lot of money about.
Yeah, it's good.
And like, it was like I was.
And you got to live the American dream.
And I just that for me, obviously growing up as well, watching the likes of Naz and that going to New York and America, smashing it. You just think of the the American Nights,
Yeah.
and you just want to do it. It's like he delivered. Like my favorite ever thing was boxing New York, topping the Barclays Center against Badu Jack in the Unification fight.
Unbelievable.
You can't get no bigger. So
When you have so at this point you're an elite boxer, money's coming in, you know, you're at the top.
I'm living
You're
a
the
life,
envy of the
yeah.
boxing world at the end of the
I'm a
day,
champion
right?
of the world. I'm living a good life. Everything's
it.
good. Yeah.
You're in America, right? So how is when you've got that kind of unlimited budget for a training camp, etc. How do things change when structuring a camp? Do you bring more people in? Had you already had more people in? Did you keep it basic? What was a training camp like?
My training camp was, I used to go away. So I was away for all my world title fights. I used to go to Miami for like 3-4 weeks and then go to wherever I was fighting in America. So I used to do that really. I used to go away. I used to have my immediate team around me really. My Jim, Nick, my parents.
How many sessions would you do a week? Would you do 2 sessions a day?
What?
Like
when I was
in training camp?
Yeah, no, I used to train. Yeah, me and Jim. Jim believed in hard work, dedication, like all the running, the sparring,
track boxing.
So let me just give you a normal week. I'd train probably 6 days of the week and have Sunday off. Or actually, I'd run on a Sunday, have Saturday off. I'd do Hampstead Heath, you know, the old school run that all the old school fighters used to do. I used to double up on a couple of them days. We used to do some track work, and I used to spar a lot and a lot of gym.
What about your diet? Did you have someone that was doing your diet for you? Or would Jim do it?
It was like I used to do it. Remember?
You used to do it?
Yeah, I remember. I was on a squad for years, so I
you
used to
educated
make
with
weight.
it?
Yeah, obviously, probably not the best way, but getting towards the end of my career, my strength and conditioning coach Nick, which he's creme de la creme at his shit. So at the end, I had his advice and he was guiding me.
You brought strength and conditioning in towards the end.
Later on, I should have brought it on in a lot before, and it would have changed. Probably a lot of my injuries as well.
Wow, that's
a lot of my injuries. Because,
bro, like
that's the one thing about Jim as well. He's a bit old. He's too old school. So sometimes he thinks the more you do is the better, but it ain't like that. It ain't necessarily like that. As I say, when you're 22, 23, 24, you can do some of that shit that I was doing, running up hills constantly, all them round sparring work. But getting towards the end, I should have really adjusted my training. But Nick educated me a bit, and that's why with like my Achilles and all that, if he was with me a lot before, a lot of my injuries and whatever, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, interesting. But that's how sports even developed, even in the last, whatever it is, like sports constantly developing.
Even like if I was boxing now, I would train a lot different.
Yeah.
A lot different. I don't have to pound
Would you train
the road.
less?
I still train hard, but a lot less. There's other ways of getting fit. You don't have to pound the roads. You can go on the air dive. Have you tried the air dive?
Yeah, I have,
Bruv,
crazy.
I still train now with my coach, Nick, my strength and conditioning coach, a couple of times a week. And bro, I go on the air dive for 6 minutes. Yeah, sprints. And bro, I mash up. More mash up than bloody 6-mile run that I used to do, whatever.
With no impact.
Yeah. No impact. Just all like lungs.
It's interesting to see how much sports moved on.
It's moved on, yeah.
So I know we briefly touched on this, but when would you say, if you had to pick James DeGale at his best?
Yeah.
So for example, James DeGale's boxing Andre Ward or Carl Froch, for example. If you could pick James DeGale at his best, when would that have been for yourself?
That would be in like the years probably of 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
That was when I was at my peak. So I'll tell you, it would go Brandon Gonzalez, Perry Ban, Dirrell and Bute.
Yeah.
There was a time when I was confident of beating anyone. There was talks of me fighting Carl Froch. So when I beat Brandon Gonzalez and Froch beat Groves for the second time, I was meant to fight him next. I was mandatory. I was mandatory challenger to Carl Froch. Carl Froch ended up vacating his title. He wanted to retire. He didn't want to fight me, to retire. And I ended up boxing Dirrell for the vacant world title. So it's weird.
Yeah. You must have been a hell of a lot bigger than Froch in terms of height and like actual. I know you both fit into 168.
I look in mad shape now. I look in good shape. I look healthy. But back then, if you look, I was a bit
Slimmer.
skinny, a bit
Yeah.
scrawny. I've been doing like strength and conditioning now for 6-7 years,
Yeah.
whatever.
Good.
So I'm a lot stronger now than I was when I boxed. So
Yeah. So what about okay, right. So let's get on to the Badu Jack draw. So
ooh,
this is my top 3 favorite fights of all time.
It
And
was
it was unbelievable. And it was 2 great fighters looking to unify.
yeah,
Obviously Badu Jack's WBC,
yeah,
and obviously your IBF, yeah.
yeah.
So
Unification.
yeah, unification. Let's have a little look at that, Matt, if you can get it up, mate. Tell us about this fight then. How did you feel going into this? How was
if I'm being
preparations
honest,
for this?
This is a bit of a mad one because it got to the last week of camp, right? And then I went to my mum, yeah, and I went to gym. Oh, I don't feel too good, my shoulder. I've just been training with fucked up shoulders, but really, so after the Badu Jack fight, I had shoulder operation.
Oh, really?
And that's when my shoulder was that mashed up. So in this fight, I was badly on a decline here.
Great
Yeah.
good knockdown in round
it
one.
was like it was a sneaky little left hand that I hit him with.
Was it
but
round
in
2
it-
or round 1?
Round 1, I think.
yeah,
But in
yeah,
this
go on.
fight, I showed a lot of bollocks,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of heart, took a lot of shots. But once again, these are the fights. You don't want too many of these fights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Is
I
it,
could have made this a lot easier, but I just didn't. I was just, my Achilles were mashed up.
bro, I remember watching this.
Yeah.
What I couldn't believe is obviously he knocked you down in round 12, which is
Yeah.
gutting, which ultimately cost you the fight, sadly, innit?
Yeah,
On the
basically,
points,
yeah,
yeah.
no. So go in. It's not about who.
Look at that.
It don't matter about who people thought who won. It was really on the scorecards. If I didn't get knocked down in that last round, I would have won the fight. All I need to do is stay up.
Yeah. What I think was
But if I would've-
unbelievable, though, was what you do after you get knocked down.
I know.
At the end,
Yeah, look. Oh,
at the end, you're just. I think Badu couldn't believe it
yeah,
because he's
look,
put you over, and then you
Yeah.
just run straight at him
Yeah.
in the last 30
Yeah.
seconds. You're
But
just
you know what?
running at
a
him.
lot of people. There's a lot of people.
it's
Yeah, I showed a lot of bollocks in this
Yeah.
fight. Look, a lot of people thought. No, some people thought he won only because the rounds he won were big rounds. They were big rounds. I was on the ropes. But you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But if you score the fight round by round, I won the fight.
Yeah. To stay on your feet here in this last round when you get caught, it's just.
But,
I was so upset
bro,
when this happened, bro.
once again, this was the last, not even of the best of me, because my best was gone, but this was the last of me. So after this, I was fucked. My last couple fights, my last 3 fights, I was
You
gone.
still had a few good performances left. No?
I
Truex,
didn't
I
after
think.
this. Nah, bro, even in with Truex too.
Fair enough.
But let me go through that. Yeah, but this
Look at the heart here, look.
see this was the last of me.
Yeah. Well. So, is it true? I don't know because I think. Is this the one when your teeth?
Oh yeah. This
Is
one,
it true that I heard?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's true, but I heard that in Miami,
Mm.
apparently you had your teeth knocked out the week
So-
before. Wow.
Watch this. So I was doing like a 6-round last spar, and we was getting sparring in, and someone in Miami said, "Oh, there's this strong Turkish guy. That'd be good for you,
It's
right?"
the last thing you
And do
need.
know
is
who it
the
was?
last-
It was Ildrim. He boxed Eubank
Yeah,
knocked
yeah,
him out,
I
right?
know.
Like, listen to this. So I'm like, yeah, let me do a little 4 rounds just to finish off, sharpen up. Bro, this guy come in, yeah, and try to, honestly, this is like 10 days before
Is
my
that to
fight.
prove a point?
Yeah. I went, come then, let's have it, bro. We just had it for 4 rounds. We just, bah. I remember I'm boxing in 10 days. We had it for 4 rounds, right? After 4 rounds, he wanted to jump out. I was like, hey, pussy, come on, 2 more. Come, let's go. Yeah, he was like, hey, God, no, I've done like, he done his job. He come to try and fuck me up. Yeah. He did. Didn't happen. I was going, hey, pussy, come then, let's 2 more. Let's go again. No. I was like, fuck.
Did
off.
you have your teeth knocked out though in the
But
spar?
in round 2, yeah, I went back to my corner, took my gum shield out, and my teeth fell out. It was a bridge, and it fell out. The
No.
bridge fell out, and I was like,
So it re-come out again,
I was
innit?
gangster. I went, take them teeth out. Boom, gum shield in, let's go again. I didn't care. It was only after when the adrenaline. I was like, I'm gonna do my thing. So I had to go to a dentist in Miami and get him put back in again. And then, so that's what I'm saying. So it must have been boxed there. Oh, I don't know what happened. It must hit me. Boom, boom, boom. My teeth fell out.
What about
Mad.
you told me a hilarious story the other day when we were just chatting casually, and it was about Jamie Cox turning up for sparring.
Oh yeah,
Can
yeah.
you
Joke.
take
So
us
this
out
is
that
a mad one as well.
story?
This was the last spar before Dirrell, right? Dirrell, my world title fight.
Yeah.
So I used to do 15 rounds sparring sometimes. Yeah, this is what some of Jim's mad shit. But it's good for the brain though. It's good for the
Yeah, good for the confidence.
Yeah, it's good for the confidence. So. Boom! I think I had Jamie Cox, Jake Ball, and someone else. I can't remember. But so Jamie Cox was starting the spar. But when he's come in the gym now, I've known Jamie Cox for time.
Yeah.
He's differently zoned in. Like, bruv, he's like on a different man. Didn't even want to speak to me, kind of thing. I'm like, yo, like,
But we were mates.
it's cool. It's cool though. Zoned in. Yeah, Jake. Yeah, wicked. Boom! We started off the spar, bro. Once again, crash, bang, wallop, bro. We had it, bro. People would have paid. Yeah. To watch that spar. Bro, I thought the IBF World title was on the line that afternoon in Buckhurst Hill, the way he was going on. We had it. We was on it. We was rocking each other up. Right?
He caught you at the top of the head or something.
Bro,
There
listen to this. Then, getting towards the end of the 8th round, he's doing the first 8. Yeah, remember, I'm doing 15 rounds. I'm like, bro, I've got to save a bit here. Yeah, so I'm on the back foot now, but he's having it. We're having it. Somehow, he caught me. I don't know what combination or what. He couldn't pull him right top of the head, yeah, bro. If it weren't for Jim's early wall time, because he's seen me here, and for the ropes behind me, I would have been on the floor kicked, right? I stumbled back to my corner. I'm like, what the fuck happened there? Jim gave me 5 or 6 minutes off, and I carried on the rest of my spar.
Is he just pacing around
Bro,
the ring at this
any
point?
other fighter,
Yeah.
any other fighter, that would have fucked their head up.
Yeah. 2
weeks later, or actually about 3, because my last spar before I was going to Miami. A couple weeks later, I won a world title.
Won a world title.
But bro, don't get twisted. He weren't getting the better in the spot. It was just a wicked spot. And Coxie, he's a handful, you know. He can be a handful. But as I say, yeah, you can do that in sparring, yeah. You've got to do that on the night when you have to do it, when you have to deliver.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Wiltshire and Jamie's from Swindon, so he's from around that area. And Jamie was always like, he was always known as someone that was obviously a great boxer, but game as hard as nails,
another thing as well. Like we was on the squad together for the 2005 Commonwealth Games, and we used to spar each other like all that, like, and all different weights. And I remember one spar, I probably let my hands go a little bit. So he probably remember that he wanted to get me back. But no, big up JB. JB Cox was wicked, and bro, he had a good career himself.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he's tough. He's good.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't have the composure in the big fights, you know.
And you know what? A lot of us as well. A lot of us struggle with discipline. Discipline. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know when you start earning a bit of money, whatever, women, party, food. That's what I'd give any bit of advice to any young, upcoming fighter is sacrifice just 10 years of your life. Live like a hermit. Women, party. You get me? Food. Just sacrifice that. I sacrificed about 7.
Why? So obviously the difference between the first fight and the second fight beat him easy, in my opinion.
So correct.
Yeah.
No, but when you look and go and watch the fight, the second fight, I didn't perform well. I just won it. Look, all I needed to be a little bit better, only a little bit, and I was terrible that night when I lost my world title. I needed to be a little bit better to beat Truex. That's what I needed to do.
In the first fight.
No, in the first. No, so in the second fight, what I need to do is be a little bit better than the first.
Yeah,
fight.
got it. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To beat
so
Truex.
But did you train different, or was it literally just
No, I was a bit more zoned in.
Yeah,
obviously,
zoned in.
because after that big high of boxing,
you had a reality check.
The big high of boxing, Badu Jack and the Unification fight. Then the Truex, Al Heyman said, "I'm going to give you a touch."
Yeah, but you put it right
after surgery. I put it right. Yeah, I've got to give me a little bit of credit because after I lost to Truex the first time, 4 months later, I went to Vegas and won it back.
Yeah.
So you can give it, but really, I should have beaten the first time. So I become a two-time world champion.
Yeah, you got to.
So,
like AJ's done. Anthony Joshua's done that with the heavyweights, and he's back. Yeah. Did you like boxing in Vegas?
I loved it. I love boxing in Vegas. It weren't the biggest venue, but it was the Hard Rock Hotel. Yeah, it was still wicked, still on Showtime. It was good. I say like they were my best times in my career as well when I signed with Al.
Yeah.
And I was traveling, I defended my title away in America and this and that, and Miami for training camps. That was a bit of me. That's me. That's a bit of me.
I went out to Vegas when I was younger to watch Sergei Kovalev versus Andre Ward. I went out there and watched that one. I think
Andre
that was
Ward's but he's quality.
Yeah,
Andre Ward.
yeah.
And he had like the perfect career. He was that good, obviously, but he knew when it was the right time to call it a day.
Yeah, he had a lot. Yeah, but that's because of injuries, I think, with him. He had issues with his shoulder. He actually had, based off what you've said and what I've heard him say, I think you had quite similar injuries with your shoulders.
Is it?
Yeah. But maybe it's just starting boxing crazy young and it just adding up over the years. Because you got to think, you box for, say, what, 14 years as a pro or 10 years as a pro, whatever it is.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years as a pro. And then obviously you've also got 12 years as an amateur or 12 years. It's a long time. Yeah. How much of you, when you fought Eubank, how much of the Eubank fight was him being, because really you fought Eubank at his best, because Eubank's, a lot of people say that Eubank isn't where he was back then, for example, because obviously he's a work rate fighter, right? So youth is really important. But how much of the Eubank fight would you say was down to him being great or you being...
It was just me being, I was shocked to bits.
I feel like you'd have stopped him if it was 5 years earlier.
Let's be real. I was shocked to bits. If he would have fought me 3 or 4 years prior,
Corky Medina,
it would have been a different story. You know what I'm saying?
How do you beat a southpaw?
How do you beat a southpaw?
Yeah, like for example, I boxed in the novices. I could just never beat a southpaw. Yeah. Come against a southpaw, I'm done. How do you do that?
Good long right hand through the middle.
Yeah.
Good long, because look, you're there. Your right hand's right there.
Yeah.
You tease him with that, boom, good right hand straight through the middle.
So as a southpaw,
work on that.
Like as a southpaw, that's what you would.
By me and you, once it's down, I'm coming to train you.
Yeah. But if you're boxing a southpaw, that's like the one thing that you would be looking out for. Yeah. Don't get hit with a straight right hand. Don't get
straight
hit.
Right. And if you're a good orthodox, you know what you're doing.
Okay.
Trust me, you're not down that jab will come through. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, southpaw is that way. Yeah, you want the right hand. Yeah. The right hand, straight right hand through the middle.
Straight right hand.
Yeah.
See, when I was always boxing, I was always worried about the southpaw's backhand. But I suppose that's.
I know, but that's you. In your head,
that's me in my head.
It comes from nowhere in that southpaw backhand. Boom! It's like, oh my god, I don't get here. Yeah.
I boxed in the novices. I was, I think I was 6-0 or 5-0.
Yeah.
As a senior, like in the novices, box, and I missed the weight by about half a pound or something, and I boxed it 63.5 for the first time. Yeah. Anyway, I boxed this guy from double jab, but he was also a southpaw. So I just ran it in. I just ran at him and he just hit me with this. But I had run it in so fast I hadn't even realised he was a southpaw.
Is it?
So he just hit me with this massive backhand. Yeah. And I remember the ref. He's he's got like white hair. He's really tall. He's like a real famous Southeast London amateur referee. Like not famous, well known. He's been on the circuit for years. He said to me, "Chandler, you have to move your feet," because he must have felt sorry for me, you know. But yeah, so straight right hand.
Straight, for southpaw. Straight down the middle. Boom. Yeah.
Well, look, guys. Thank you very much for watching. You've been watching episode 4 of Keep a Lookout with James DeGale. Thank you very much. All the best. God bless.